If there's anybody who hasn't made up their bed yet, do it now. There's somebody who didn't make up their bed yet? Do it now. Otherwise, we can't start the class. So if your bed is not made up, do it now. Okay? You got 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did you make up your bed? Really? Yeah, who? Okay, Hare Krishna.
I was only thinking about you in the morning. I was like, if I do, you won't be happy.
Oh, yes.
So I didn't.
Oh my God. Whew. That's hot. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare. When I was in Montreal, they had one of those mridangas, one of those new fiberglass types with the rubber and the bolts. What are they called? Madura. We should get a few.
Yeah, I think we are ordering one for your trips.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think temple hall we have a lot of normal ones.
Oh. Hare Krishna. We're almost ready to go? Okay, great. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, as the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, to Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nataprayeshu abhadareshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktira bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. Loving service unto the personality of God, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. And today we're looking at Canto 10, Chapter 11, Maharaj. 11 Maharaj. Okay. Chapter 11. Virat Rupa Bhagavan. Okay, text number.
You're reading from 12 to 20.
Okay, great. I get so scared when I ask that question. We're reading from 12 to 35 or 89 or something like that. Right, 11, 12 you said, right? Are you ready?
Yes.
Once after the uprooting of the Yamalarjun trees, Rohini Devi went to call Rama and Krishna, who had both gone to the riverside and were playing with the other boys with deep attention. Because of being too attached to playing with the other boys, Krishna and Balaram did not return upon being called by Rohini. Therefore, Rohini sent Mother Yashoda to call them back, because Mother Yashoda was more affectionate to Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram, being attached to their play, were playing with the other boys, although it was very late. Therefore, Mother Yashoda called them back for lunch. Because of her ecstatic love and affection for Krishna and Balaram, milk flowed from her breasts. Mother Yashoda said, "My dear son Krishna, lotus-eyed Krishna, come here and drink the milk of my breast. My dear darling, you must be very tired because of hunger and the fatigue of playing so long. There is no need to play anymore. My dear Baladev, best of our family, please come immediately with your younger brother Krishna. You both ate in the morning, and now you ought to eat something more." Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vraj, is now waiting to eat. "O my dear son Balaram, He is waiting for you. Therefore, come back to please us. All the boys playing with you and Krishna should now go to their homes. The mother should have further told Krishna, my dear son, because of playing all day, your body has become covered with dust and sand. Therefore, come back, take your bath and cleanse yourself. Today the moon is conjoined with the auspicious star of your birth. Therefore, be pure and give cows in charity to the Brahmins. Just see how all your playmates of your own age have been cleansed and decorated with beautiful ornaments by their mothers. You should come here, and after you have taken your bath, eaten your lunch, and have been decorated with ornaments, you may play with your friends again. My dear Maharaj Parikshit, because of intense love and affection, Mother Yashoda, Krishna's mother, considered Krishna, who was at the peak of all opulences, to be her own son. Thus she took Krishna by the hand, along with Balaram, and brought them home, where she performed her duties by fully bathing them, dressing them, and feeding them. Hare Krishna.
We're focusing on
18. I'm 18, and I know what I want. Okay, Alice Cooper, 1968 probably. Okay. Duli Dusharat Tangastvang Saritam Putra Majanam Avaha Janmarkshang Tidya Bhavati Vipribhyo Dehi Ka Shuchihi.
Madam, do you want to repeat that one more time, please?
Duli du sarhitangs du sarhitangastvang. Duli du sarhitangastvang. Duli du sarhitangastvang. Putra Majnam Avaha. Janmarksham Tejya Bhavati. Prabhu Dehiga Shuchihi. Duli higher pitch. Duli dis saritangas. What to do? Putra Majnam Avaha. Janmarksham Tejya Bhavati. Viprebhyo Dehiga Shuchihi. Duli Dusaritangastvang. Putra Majanam Avaha. Janmarksham Tejya Bhavati. Viprebhyo Dehiga Shuchihi. Duli Dusaritangastvang. Putra Majanam Avaha. Janmarksham Tejya Bhavati. Viprebhyo Dehiga Shuchihi. Thank you very much. By the way, where is Subhadra? Did she fall out of her bunk bed again? She's not feeling good because she fell out of the bunk. Okay. Duli Dusharita Angatvam. You have become covered with dust and sand all over your body. Putra, my dear son. Majanam Avaha. Now come here. Take your bath. And cleanse yourself. For God's sake. Janma Riksham. The auspicious star of your birth. Te of you. Adya today. Bhavati it is. Viprebhyaha unto the pure Brahmanas. Dehi given charity. Ga cows. Shuchihi being purified. Translation. Read it together. Mother Yashoda further told Krishna, my dear son, because of playing all day, your body has become covered with dust and sand. Therefore come back, take your bath, cleanse yourself. Today the moon is conjoined with the auspicious star of your birth. Therefore be pure and give cows in charity to the Brahmanas. Period. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yes, and yes, okay. It is the custom of Vedic culture that whenever there is an auspicious ceremony, one should give valuable in charity to the Therefore, Mother Yashoda requested, instead of being enthusiastic in playing, now please, and be enthusiastic in charity. Yagya dhana tapakarma na chajang karyam eva tat, as advised in Bhagavad Gita, 18, chapter 5. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity should never be given up. Yagyodhanam tapaschaiva abhavanani manishinam, even if one is very much pregnant.
Ahead.
Hey!
Forward.
Advanced. Very very much advanced. You guys, you threw me off here. Okay, even if one is very much advanced in spiritual life, should not give these 3 duties. To observe one's birthday ceremony, one should do some in terms of one of these 3 items, yagya, dhana, or tapaha, or all of them together. Hare Krishna. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Staya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Ramadi Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vicharini Irvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachade Satarine. Jai. So being very motherly, Mother Yashoda is doing what mamas do. Come now, you have to eat so you can be big and strong and be healthy. And, parents are always thinking like that. They don't want their children to be sickly. They don't want them to die young. They don't want any accidents for them. It's all about protection, 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 out of love, love, love. And so let's get clean, come back, let's get clean, do a little bit of a restart. And it is an auspicious time, so let's get on with doing dhanam, which means to, give in charity. There's in French they have the word donner, which means like an assistant, a helper, one who gives a lot of his time and energy. A donation. Where does that come from? Sanskrit. A donor. Does that make sense? It all comes from Sanskrit. So, particularly the donation of giving cows. Would Krishna give cows in charity to the Brahmins? Yes. Cows and Brahmins are reputedly, let's say, sacred in our tradition for many, many reasons. The cows offer milk, they offer dung, they offer urine, even the dust that is kicked up from their hooves is auspicious. They even use the horns for blowing after. Everything's pretty good about them. And nowadays people are recognizing, at the farm, Gear Farm, people are coming and paying money for cow cuddling, getting close to the cows. And they smell nice too, by the way. They smell nice. And so everything is good about the cows. And so cow-related, because some people haven't caught on, they sometimes make fun. I picked up a book at one of the Delhi airports some years ago. It's called Holy Cow. They're being a little bit, smart-ass about it, if I can use that term, joking. It wasn't so respectful, but it was, I think, some Western author who was trying to make fun of Holy Cow. Does anybody ever say that? Holy cow. Or Holy Toledo, when we were kids. Holy Toledo. Why Toledo? I guess because people were Catholic or something. A bunch of Polish people ended up there, and so they go Holy Toledo. But cows are sacred, and if you want to, say appreciate, express gratitude, then you will give a cow. So, have any of you given in charity a cow lately? No? Okay. Maybe more relevant, how many of you have donated a car lately? How many of you have a car? Okay. You have a car, a Toyota? That's
Toy car, small car.
a toy. Oh, I see. Okay, I thought it was Toyota, toy car. Okay, so this is what's done. This is part of the Vedic system. Yagya, what is our method of yagya these days? Does anybody have an idea about that one? Yeah, Sankirtan, Yagya. Also, in the Gita, Krishna says about Yagya. What does he say? What is the Yagya that Krishna identifies? What? Japa. Very good. Krishna mentions Japa. He mentions bhajan. He also mentions kirtan. In chapter 9, it's kirtan. In chapter 6, it's bhajan. And in chapter, what is it? 10. Yeah, he's talking about japa, right? Okay. So these are all the things that we do. And we do, yeah. And then there's tapa. Tapa can be translated as chanting japa in a temple room when the boiler's not working. Okay? Other than that, we don't have much tapasya. Really? That might be a confirmation. Okay, so the motherly element is coming out, which is a big part of our culture. You don't find that in most cultures where God is identified as like a parent. I think only the Catholics have discussed it a little bit, There's images, the Italians have an image of Mother Mary and her little bambino, which is baby Jesus, right? And so there's parental love that's expressed in their tradition. There's also conjugal love that's expressed in their tradition. Like nuns, they have as their husband Jesus. Jesus has got a lot of brides, If anybody ever wants to criticize Krishna for having lots of wives, then we can just, the Catholics do it too, Haribol. All right, so the sentiment is very strong, and when it comes to parental love, it is all about, it's not so much about you, it's more about the dependence, right? It's a big sacrifice, and especially these days, it's very difficult, especially when kids go, no. And that's when they're 2 years old, right? And then when they're 12 or 13, 14, again, no. Or it gets very close to do it yourself. That's quite shocking, right? But that's where some kids are at. That's where some families are at, so-called families. There was this Dr. Spock, in the 50s. He was like the guru for how to deal with children. And many years later, he confessed, I feel very guilty that I produced a generation of spoiled brats. Like a lot of his directions weren't that strong. I think it's a well-known fact that after a child is born, the child should be spending quality time as a baby with the parents, at least in the same room, and then later on the same bed. There are a lot of traditions I like that. And then there's a strong bond. Then there's, you have an anchor. On the other hand, what they were taught, a baby would have its own room in a crib. And that really didn't work out. Because there wasn't this physical closeness. And of course, naturally, at 1:30 in the morning, right? And then the parents go, oh my God, And then they have to go and take care of the baby. At least they're doing that. But there was a lot of directives that were given in the past, not so long ago, that weren't really, didn't prove to be very successful. So anyways, we touched a little bit on parental love and how important it is for mother and father to spend quality time. When I walked through the Netherlands, I say it was a little more prevalent there than here, but I can remember growing up, Dad's job was to work and bring the money. He was encouraged to be cold, I'll be honest with you. And a lot of that came from the movies. The movies set the tone for a lot of people. And in fact, in most movies, they don't even deal with kids much. It's all about conjugal love, and then there's chapter 1, a romance period, and after that, nothing happens after that. You know what I'm talking about, right? So then more recently, the voice came out there that the father's also important and must give some time to the kids. So in the Netherlands, I saw a lot of fathers, maybe more than mothers, were, taking their kids for a stroll or having them on their front or on their back. And I thought it was kind of nice. It has to be a very shared responsibility because after all, they both brought the child into the world. And I remember when I was young, my dad read to me about the birds and the bees. Do you know what that is? I was very young and tender, and he was telling me from his side, before getting the wrong ideas, about sexual activity and what that meant. And I was quite interested. I mean, I didn't really understand it so much at the time, but he was just preparing me for life. And it was, this was like material that came from the Christian community. So it was basically wholesome, And, I can still remember saying, talking about this, like a plant, the seed that has to go into the ground. And then there will be, and water will come, and then there will be a fructification, And that word fructification didn't come, but I wouldn't have, that would have gone over my head. But the material was written in such a way that a child could understand, right? So I thought that was really a good contribution coming from a father. Otherwise, how do you find out? How about you, Peruz? How do you find out what the man and the woman thing is all about? How do you find out? School, they tell you in school? Okay. You read about it?
In school too.
Oh, they tell you? Okay, right. And some from what the teachers or from the spoiled brats?
Spoiled brat.
Spoiled brats will give you the wrong idea, the wrong intention. And anybody who's lived on a farm, they'll also know, okay, I see. I know what's going on now. Right? And so we learn these things. Okay, so it's you're really cultured when you can educate people on all levels. Okay, what else about Mother Yashoda? She's just reminding, the parent is the guru, right? And reminding a child what it's all about. Yes, you can have your play, but there has to be the balance also, isn't it? There needs to be a balance. It's not just all about fun, but it's also about giving. And when it comes to the man and the woman thing, it's all about fun, but there's an incredible responsibility that goes along with it. In fact, there's more of that than the other stuff, isn't it? So we have to kind of keep that in mind. And I think when adults carry on, are very active, so to speak, and as the years go on and they don't have any children, it's they're just not growing up themselves. They really haven't understood, because the follow-up is responsibility, taking care, and it's selflessness, not selfishness. By the way, we're not supposed to eat fish, Fish is against our rules, so no selfish elements are supposed to be there, unless if you're Bengali, right? All right. I don't even mean to put down your wonderful people. Srila Prabhupada was Bengali too, so I can't criticize him. Otherwise, I'll go to Naraka Loka, right? Yeah. So the parents are there not just to help you to learn how to tie shoes or help you to go to the bathroom when you're a little kid or a baby. It's much more than that. It's much more about education as well. Education is more important. And education in many ways is more important than entertainment. A lot of people are tied up in entertainment. They spend a lot of money on entertainment, and the partying, right? And the end result of the over expenditure in this direction is that, again, spoiled brats. So we have to get our priorities straight. We have to get them, just identify what's number one, what's number two, number three, number four. We have that a lot in our movement, in our Krishna consciousness lifestyle. What's number one for the offenses against chanting? To blaspheme the devotees of the Lord. Yeah, there couldn't be anything worse. There couldn't be a bigger, massive, like on a scale of massiveness, like an elephant offense than that, right? So at the top, people are always doing, what's the top music, top song of the year, what's the top this, isn't it? People are always looking at that kind. It puts you in sort of a competitive spirit. But, and everyone's got their own opinion. You can do what you like. Everyone's got their own list. But the acharyas are giving us the list. What's at the top? And although it's all the same, just like, say, we're talking about the 9 processes of devotional service. Devotional service is very generic when we use that term. Okay, I get it. Do something with love for Krishna. But when we get down to specifics, it is more like Shravanam Kirtanam, the stuff that Prahlad Maharaj gave to his father, who wasn't a very good student, by the way. And it's everything begins with hearing properly, hearing from the right source. Yep. And then repeating something that's worth hearing. Why? Because then it becomes more solidified. It becomes more concrete. And if you do it a second time and a third time, it helps out. Like if an actor is learning his or her lines, you have to kind of like memorize it and repeat it a few times over, right? And don't have your eyes fixed on the script because you won't learn. Yeah, it has to be more for the hearing. Then, through the ear, oral reception, I'm sorry, the ear reception, and then it is possible to, this is Cameron, to absorb. Cameron, Haribol.
I'll come see you today before I leave. I'll probably come around 11 o'clock, Maharaj. Are you going to be at the temple?
I'll be there at that time, mate.
No, Prabhu, come on. I love you. I'll come see you for half an hour.
Okay, come and see me. I'm giving the class right now, and all the devotees are hearing you. I've got you on the speaker. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, that's not good. That's not a good sign. So
No, that's a very good sign, sir. Everybody wants to say Haribol to you now. 1, 2, 3.
Haribol! Love you guys.
We love, yes, thank you, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Little station break there. You know him, right?
Yeah. He comes around 10 to 17.
Yeah. He washes the pots, and he always does service. He's very service oriented. He doesn't ask anybody, he'll just come in, roll up his sleeves and get things done. So getting back to Mother Yashoda, She wants Krishna to roll up his sleeves and go for a balance and look at priorities, you know. Now, you all have some priority in the morning, and that's to get up and go for the Mangalarti, go for the japa, and all those kind of things, and are leading us to this particular point. And then there's breakfast. It's kind of optional, isn't it? It's not compulsory. Although, but it's definitely, what shall I say, impulsively, maybe not compulsory. And then after that, you all have different assignments, you know. But the whole idea is you have to keep busy. You have to keep busy, you know. There has to be some assigned tasks, some things that are needing to be done, and there are some things that you want to have done, you know. It can't be all what I want, you know. And that's the beauty of having children. Sorry if I bring back, you know, it's what they want, you know. And most of you are going to get married, so I'm just telling you now, it's more about them. It's not about you, right? So life is full of sacrifice. Human life is meant for that. And sacrifice is also one of those embellishments to the life of a Brahminical person. Sacrifice, austerity. That's the other point that's mentioned here by Mother Yashoda. The tapasya. It's the wealth of the Brahmins. Austerity. You know, like I was talking to one brahmachari recently. You know, grahastas are, let's say they have some license, you know, they have license for, but when it comes to brahmacharis, they are fighters, you know. Grahastas are not fighters. They have the period in their life where they give in, you know, in a very wholesome dharmic way. But it's the brahmacharis and brahmacharinis who are fighters. You know, there's urges, but they say, no, thank you, it's not the right time. And we've got great stories in the Bhagavatam that tell us about the right time and the wrong time. The story of Diti and Aditi and Kashyapa Muni. Diti was hard-pressed, you know, to engage, and it wasn't really the right time. And so as a result of being, let's say, miscalculating, not the very best planning, you know, she got 2 babies. Nothing, yesterday we had 2 babies too, right? They're twins, right? But they're nothing like Hiranyakashipu and his brother. So they, you know, those boys were pretty amazing. They didn't cry at all that I caught, you know. And they had this foreign thing, this microphone by their mouth, and they also had like a spoon, you know, with a long arm with this color coming at them and some white substance. They could understand white, I guess. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't really understand that, you know. But they were very, very behaved and very controlled. And it's because the parents were looking at their priorities. This Anaprasana program, the first grains, Anna, is very important. Anad Bhavanti Bhutani, you know, Krishna talks about in chapter 3, we all subsist on food grains. You know, in the north it's wheat, in the south it's rice. In Canada, well, traditionally it was corn, maize. And wild rice, which grows up north, doesn't count. It's not really a rice. They called it wild rice. Has anybody ever had wild rice? Well, what do you think?
It's good.
It's long like this, nuggets like this. It's very dark, almost black, and you have to boil it and boil it and boil it, and it's really good. It tastes real nutty, and Krishna likes it, I'm sure. Yes.
Where can we get it?
At the store. At the wild rice store, health food store.
It is more nutritious than brown rice.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Let's look at it. I stay with a family in Florida, in Alachua, and she always gets me and cooks for me.
This
Wild
is
rice.
great. Not the cooked food.
Yeah, and you know, most interesting, I know we're deviating a little bit. This is a wild rice farm, and I've met the people, I've met on 2 occasions in my walks of the people who, I guess they have sort of like a monopoly on the harvesting or on the production of it, the sales. Twice I met them, and which is really amazing. You know, I mean, of all the people you meet, twice. There's this younger guy and his parents are into it. And you see what they're doing over here, it's very interesting. It's a good lesson. These guys are going on a canoe, which is what our indigenous people used to do. And they take their paddle and they, or a stick, and they hit the reed, which holds the seed, you know, and it drops into the bottom of the canoe. So you see he's going, and these reeds, like rice, like you have in India and tropical countries, it grows in sort of stagnant water, like still water. See? And at the bottom, he's got the seeds, maybe so. And then, so on one of my walks, I didn't ever see this happen, but I saw when they were husking it. They have husks, so I went to a husking party up there near, I was kind of like beyond Thunder Bay, with the indigenous people. See how they're doing it? And it's such a good food item. I also spent a little time with the indigenous people. We're tanning. There was like deer skin. And just to get in touch with them and to be with them, to get close to them, we kind of like, you tighten it. It's all stretched, the hide, and you stretch it like this, you know, which is probably what they did for your Murdunga. You know, that kind of thing. Isn't that interesting? We learned something new. Yay. Yeah, so it's Mother Yashoda is being a very proper mama. She's giving advice, you know, and reminding Krishna. Does God need to be reminded? I don't think so. But it's part of the Leela. And whenever a good word goes out there, a word of progressiveness, we're talking about like education, like along these lines, it's a good vibration. And it hits other people. It goes out into the atmosphere. And people hear, okay, I must do tapasya. I must do, you know, sacrifice. And I must donate something, you know. I must donate something. What's nice about the immigrants who have come from India, they all know they should donate something to the spiritual cause, to the Brahmins, to the sannyasis and so on like that, or people who are running spiritual organizations. And so I wonder though sometimes, will the kids get it? Will the next generation do the same thing? Do we have to depend on immigrants always to keep the spiritual mechanism going? You know what I'm talking about here. So, but generally I've seen, you know, parents, they come and when they see a sannyasi or somebody in saffron, they say, go jai jai, go jai jai, you know, to the little kids, you know, like 2 years old or whatever. And this is good training. It's really good training. Or they train them to go down, put their heads down on the floor at the feet. This is beautiful stuff, actually. If anybody ever seen the film Gandhi, which came out in, I think, 83 or 84, excellently done. When Gandhi, the guy playing Ben Kingsley, when he was in South Africa, he had 2 boys, and they both came Papa, they said, and they put their heads by the feet of their father, you know, like that kind of stuff, that RESPCT, which is rarely taught these days. Yeah, so these are all priorities. And Krishna also gives us some idea when he wakes up in the morning. It's all documented in the 10th canto, this canto, of where Krishna puts his energy. He's thinking of the forefathers, he's thinking of parents, he's also thinking of himself. Oh my God, should I be thinking about myself? No, but we can think about God. If He's God, He thinks He can think of Himself. You know? So don't do that at home. Is the saying, you know. So these are some priorities. What's prior to anything else? I guess that's where the word prioritize. What's prior to everything else you do? So we're trained very well, Brahma Muhurta hour or before Brahma Muhurta hour. Get up, take a shower. Oh, it's horrible if somebody comes to the ashram, you know, and they don't shower, you know. You know we're a little bit of a hugging culture here, and I know who's taken a shower and who's not. And you can even tell the kind of soap they've been using. You know, but yeah, definitely we have to. These are priorities before you go on with the rest of the day. Sattva gun. You were in tamagun, and from there you have to leap into sattva gun, isn't it? It's a priority in the morning. Start the day off on the right note. On the right note. And just like in mathematics, if you say 1 + 1 is 3, oh my God, you're starting your mathematical equation in the wrong way. Let's get it right in the beginning. 1 + 1 is 2. Finally, I'll just say, we had a teacher, he was a new person. Actually, he's from Trinidad. His name was Mr. Budram. It was the first time I ever saw brown skin in my life, you know. Black skin, yes, because in our area there was people from the slaves that, you know, from that time, they came up to Canada and they settled in our areas. So we saw black skin. We never saw brown skin. He was the first one. And he was a nice man. He had 2 daughters that were part of the school system too. And he went around, he always smelled like cumin. Jira. So that's kind of weird. Better to have cologne. I didn't tell him that. I even dared to. Anyways, he was a bright man, but he messed up a lot of times, I have to admit. We do these mathematical equations in grade 13. Yeah, we had grade 13 in Ontario. I hate to tell you that. Probably the worst year of my life. And we go through a very elaborate equation, and then we do it all together. And then, wait a minute. I can still see him there, yeah, a piece of chalk. We had chalk and black. Wait a minute. And his hand would swing like there was a piece of chalk. Wait a minute. Like it didn't come out proper. And then you have to go right from the very beginning. And sometimes you find that right from the beginning, whether it's addition or subtraction or division, whatever it is, it was wrong right from the start. So you can be assured that it's not going to come out right. And here's a priority for everyone to consider. Is that we are not these bodies. We're spirits. And if you can prioritize that and somehow or other, you know, absorb it and put it into the world of action, then you're going to be okay. But if you start off thinking, you're the body, it's Christmas time, come on kiddies, get your $3,000 gift, and so, you know, it's not understanding what's going on. In fact, I met Wayne Terry. He's that artist that lives down the street. You're the guy with the hat and the dog, and he's got a walker. You've met him before, right? He's a nice man. I met him also just now. And now you were saying the Christmas decorations are up, but the Halloween decorations are more elaborate these days than the Christmas ones. Christmas is about a birth, and Halloween is about death. So people are more into death now than they are into being born, right? So, yeah, and the birth rate is very low too these days. So people are not prioritizing. It's a big, big problem. Big problem. This is one of the biggest problems, low birth rate amongst some of the so-called intelligent people. Hare Krishna. Watch. You guys are going to live through a nightmare. Hare Krishna. Hallelujah. Okay, Prabhu. So now if we don't, sorry, I went a little overboard, but any questions or comments? Yes.
As you mentioned that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about japa, bhajan, and kirtan. My question is, what is the difference between bhajan and kirtan?
Kirtan literally means glorification of the Lord. And we're actually talking about kirtan, which is generally done. You can also use that extra word, the prefix sang, which comes from the word samyak, Sanskrit. It means complete, full, meaning a lot of people together doing kirtan. Bhajan is usually sort of narrowed down, smaller group of people, and the words, it's a little more specific. They are mantras, they are bhakti sentiments, like the bhajans that we sing. And that's coming from the 6th chapter, where your yoga, when you have faith, a deep faith. Love Prabhupada explains there's no English word to describe it, but it's very feeling, and it's going from the heart to the heart of Krishna. So bhajan's usually smaller operation, as opposed to the kirtan or sankirtan. And japa is kind of like done in solitude, It's singular, not plural. So that's how they all correlate, and that's how they differ from each other. Is that okay? Jai ho. Hallelujah. Yes.
Maharaj, except for the morning priorities as brahmacharis and brahmacharinis, could priorities differ from person to person?
Yes, they can, but everyone has the same priority, and that is to get in touch with your soul through getting in touch with Krishna. You have an obligation to be very extremely Krishna-centric in the morning. And when you wake up in the morning, you offer obeisances, right? Oftentimes to the Guru, to Prabhupada, and to your presiding deities. You can think about your presiding deities. That's what's done. And so that is a priority for everybody, right? And it's also a priority. We made it a regular practice that you see somebody in the hallway, "Oh, Prabhu, how are you? Please accept my humble obeisances." It's a good practice to get into. Even if your towel is ready to fall off or your gamcha, do it anyways, So, and just offer obeisance. It's a good practice. And, when you're able to worship the devotee, then you're able to worship Krishna. Because you can't go to Krishna without being nice to the devotees. Don't be an illusion. Right? Good.
You mentioned austerity is a wealth of a brahmachari. Waking up early in the morning is an austerity, but after some point it becomes like we want to wake up, we want to chant in the morning.
Yeah.
So besides that, is there any other austerity that we need to do?
Well, you get up and the temperature, water is a consideration. You definitely have to at least finish with a cold blast. That would be good. That would be natural. Running water. I mean, when I was a brahmachari traveling, we'd park or camp near a river that was moving, and then time to get up, and then just go in the water, hold on to a tree so you don't get thrown and go downstream. And that's the best shower, really, because your whole body is covered, right? And then your blood starts running, The river is running, and if you go into the river, your river will start running, And then you'll feel warm after that. Yeah, so did we complete the answer? And so that's another austerity. And another austerity for us is that, okay, you get up at 5 or whatever, 4:35, right? And then you don't eat. There's no croissant. There's no baguette. There's no peanut butter and jam sandwich toast or avocado toast with a little hing or a little bit of black salt on it. So you have to wait till that's an austerity, right? Because most people, they get up and before they were just having some coffee, So these are little, noted austerities along the way. And I guess one of the most comfortable things is that we're wearing devotional clothes. And one sari fits all sizes for the ladies. One dhoti fits the same size for everybody. You can be fat, you can be thin, you can be really in, Yeah. Or you could be fat, and that's where it's at. So, and that is not an austerity. Mind you, it's a good idea if we kind of press our clothes. Would you like to give us would like to give us a sample? Yeah. Go down the catwalk here. Come. Look at that. Turn around. Make it very obvious. Anyways, thank you. If we press our clothes and we're clean and we smell good and all that, then you're sattvic, then you're in much better spirit. Also, I found when I was in the Montreal temple, I was with, with love. Everybody was love. Okay, love. When you come into this temple room, let's line up all the chairs really nice, and those mats aren't supposed to be on the floor. Put them over there. When you get everything in order, your mind comes in order. You become peaceful. And when when everything's disarrayed, then your mind is scrambled, and you didn't even know it. You just take mode of ignorance. Like if you go into your own room, this looked like a teenager's bedroom, an average teenager, undisciplined and selfish, then you're going to carry that through the rest of the day, But if the bed is nicely made up and the shoes are not over the hallway, hint, you guys, please stop this madness. Take your shoes, put them in your room, and don't disturb other people. Some people trip over them, and you can't clean the hallway properly. Put your shoes in the room. Winter boots, I understand, okay? Understand. We have shelves for them. Okay. So these are priorities. You have to act in goodness, and then you'll be in goodness. Then you'll think in goodness. But if you're messy and it becomes the norm, then you'll have trouble down the road. One thing I've noticed when people get a little older, they want order. They're happy about, things being just, prioritized, departmentalized, neat, tidy, and they know where to get everything that they need. Like say, for instance, a teenager, go for a teenager again. The phone is going. Where is it? Where? I know it's under the covers, the blanket, the pillows. You have to toss it. Finally, it's not even there. Oh, it's under the bed or something. So really, we have to get that down. Start early. Start now. Don't, be bitchy about it later on. You know what I mean? Oh, this is not working. That is not working. It's because you didn't start off that way. So start now, orderly. When you take prasadam and the prasadam room, put the chairs back nicely. Try not to get the sound. I mean, Jivadoya is going to work on that one. And wipe your damn space. Don't leave it all sticky and everything so that when you put some new person comes, so what's that? Because the last person wasn't thinking about the next person. So think about others and think about your, Anybody interested in good karma here? Good karma? Anybody interested in that? Okay, so those are a few little tips that we went over if you want to get good karma. If you want to be, oh my God. It obviously was somebody who was on drugs or something. They just didn't think about the next person. They don't have the capacity. But we're not on drugs, right? Well, maybe we are. It's called Krishna Prema, right? Haribol. Thank you very much. Haribol.